BBC Hooniverse.
Take one look at me, and I know it's gonna be a lucky day, lucky day, lucky day. Because I wake up in the morning, son, and I take one look at me, and I know it's gonna be a lucky day, lucky day, lucky day. Today we are talking all things lucky day. I'm not here at the weekend, so this weekend will be, and I'm sorry about this microphone, I do apologise. This weekend will be an omnibus weekend. What I mean by that is that for Saturday, Sunday and Monday, hopefully, if we've got enough, we'll have omnibuses uploading, possibly. If there isn't, that's because I've run out of time to do so. Because I'm actually out over the weekend. So, I won't be able to review the latest episode of Doctor Who. I won't be able to do my usual prediction video the thing I do in the morning. So, to make up for that, today, which is Tuesday, the 30th of April. Nope, it's Tuesday the 29th of April. I thought it was the 30th. My apologies, it's the 29th. We are going to talk about my predictions for Lucky Day. Right? So, simple. The one thing I'm really angry about, not angry, no, that's the wrong word, but annoyed about, is in the world of Doctor Who, we have a audio drama series on the BBC iPlayer called Doctor Who Redacted. Now, Doctor Who Redacted is about a trio of friends who get along and create a podcast called the Blue Box Files. This is where the idea for my podcast, renaming, calling it the Blue Box Files, came about. And obviously I told Ellie Watts, who helped create Doctor Who Redacted, that the podcast name was inspired by the show, because I loved Doctor Who Redacted. And so, having that as a backbone, having that as already in the Whoniverse, why on earth are we not going to use it and use them lot in an episode called Lucky Day, where there's a sequence where Ruby Sunday goes on a podcast to tell us about the Doctor? I know that, I don't know if Russell's heard it or not. I don't know what Russell's thought process was when he's in these meetings with all the writers and whatnot. Because I just think that would have been a key detail to say. Juno Dawson, I don't think this is her episode. I think she's doing the Interstellar Song Contest. She could have wrote easily for those characters on screen, because that is what she did. She wrote for them on audio. She wrote them in the Big Finish world. I mean, not Big Finish, in the BBC Sound world. She wrote for them. She'd worked with them. They're hers. As in, she is one of the creative team behind Doctor Who Redacted, so there's not an issue there, per se. So, there could be a leap from one to the other, but clearly might not be. It doesn't look like it. So my prediction is that won't happen, but in an ideal world, I hoped it does. Did. I don't know what the right word to use is there. So, when looking at it in further detail, how on earth, no pun intended, did they make it back to Earth? Is it only 2025 that's having this issue? And if so, why does Ruby look like she's moved on with her life in 2024? At what point did the Doctor drop her off and go, yeah, I don't know. I'm glad Ruby Sunday's back. I'm glad that it seems integral to the final, this episode. And I'm glad that we might get the TIE team that will work this time. What I mean by that is that having Yaz, Graham and Ryan together, Ryan would have worked on his own more than as a three, because I think he clashes slightly personality-wise, with the others. So, Ryan being a solo companion would have been nice, but we didn't get that. Graham and Yaz worked really well together. As a whole, so them two would have been good by themselves. Then having Dan and Yaz, that really worked really well. And I think that Yaz on her own worked much better than when she was in a 2 and a 3. So I think Yaz and the Doctor worked really well. And because Ruby Sunday worked really well shooting out, whereas a pairing, and then Belinda's the same, I think having them together will be the triumph it needs. I hope it's not a Mickey situation where if it turns out that the boyfriend's a good person, I hope he doesn't join the TARDIS team like what Mickey did in the early days. I just think, even though Mickey was an alright character, I just think that we didn't need him on the TARDIS team. And I do hope, that from this episode onwards, Ruby is then permanently back in the TARDIS. Because the Ruby, Belinda, and the Doctor the Doctor and Ruby trying to get Belinda back to 2025 would be the next best thing. Because even though the series has been excellent so far, I do think Ruby joining the TARDIS team again would create a new dynamic for the back end of the series. So, from what I can see in the next time and teaser clips that have been out, she obviously joined the podcast. Everyone's got a podcast these days, literally. They say that as a thing of every man and his dog's got a podcast and this idea. And I can guarantee you, now that I've done more research, now that I've discovered way more podcasts, it is true. A lot of people, and not everyone, maybe like every third person you meet probably has a podcast or probably thinking about creating a podcast. And so, involving a podcast in the world of TV Who works really well, but I'm just sad that it's not Redacted podcast Who related. And really, that's not the main issue that you've got to play with, and that's not, I wouldn't say that's an issue per se, I just think that's criticism. So, overall, my prediction is that the boyfriend will turn into an evil villain due to all the posters and all the behind the scenes photos. I think that Ruby will join the TARDIS team by the end of the episode, and I hope that podcast is actually the Blue Box Files, but the other hosts have left to mean him the main host, or he's redacted them, if you will. But other than that, what do you think will happen in Lucky Day? Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel.